Yo, what's up? Uh, I I wasn't sure what I wanted to play when I got home from stream, and I was like looking at the games that were in my haven't played, and like nothing was really speaking out to me. So I went onto my wish list instead, and I was like, oh, there's like a bunch of games on here that like have intrigued me. So I ended up like going on a bit of a splurge, and Slay the Princess is one of the ones we got. I also picked up The Witness. I also picked up Sifu, and I also picked up Animal Well. Um, so those are games that I might look into playing sometime soon. But this is one that like I know nothing about outside of I saw the art style for it, and I'm like, this looks cool, and that's like almost entirely my reason for playing it. Slash, I've heard like murmurs from people that, hey, this game's like kind of sick, and I'm like, okay. So this is like pretty much entirely blind, so that'd be exciting. I was also surprised to see that this is like an 8 gigabyte game and has 97 achievements, which means that it is definitely bigger than I would have thought. But hey, that's not an issue. This is a horror game. Okay. You know what? Maybe we're unintentionally doing spoopy season stuff. All very interesting games. Yeah. I also had my eyes on Soma, which I might pick up at some point as well. So yeah, let's get into it. Why don't we? Putting in the full screen isn't going to screw up my capture. That's fine. This is a horror game. It is not intended for all audiences. Please visit our website, blacktabbygames.com, if you need a full list of content warnings. That must mean there's a lot. Silent Princess contains flickering images, as well as parallax effects that on rare occasion have caused motion sickness. If either of these cause health issues for you, you can disable them in the game's preferences. Good to know. Is this a point-and-click game? Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. There are no... Hey, the game's telling me that there's no wrong decisions. I'm willing to believe it. Chipper, somber, great. New game. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess. The Witness and Animal both tend to attract spoiling signs. Gotcha.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I have to slay her. Okay. Oh god, it's all up in... Oh! No! Okay, hold on. I gotta hide my chat, because you guys are in the way of my decisions. I also... If the choices are up here, I need to move myself. 1 second. Let me just quickly move myself to the bottom. Down here. Okay. Being G, yo, what's up? Being in the way of your decisions is all I can hope for. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Explore. The end of the world, what are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Vive la Revolution! Sound like it's a cabin.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
I've made a mistake.
Have to put an
Saw me
end
playing
to
Balatro. You revisited Slay the Spire. These are not bad things. The Balatro run yesterday was sick. I was very happy. That's the first time I've actually managed to get like a good Baron run going. Okay, so it looks like the Explore ones I can do without advancing the plot. So this is just like, give me more info. How can a princess locked away in the basement underworld?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting.
What if I don't want to, though? Do you have any evidence to back this up? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world? Yeah, do you have any evidence?
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise,
he's already tired of my shit.
Of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, don't it?
Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller?
Yeah, but what if I don't want to slay anyone?
If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Can someone else do it?
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules.
A little parallaxing going on here.
I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
You're the narrator. You absolutely could make the rules. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her. And if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I have had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you.
There are no wrong decisions.
And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then so sure, Go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
So this is my voice?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I guess I have to ignore him.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I guess I'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Oh, this game was made in Ren'Py? Holy shit. Very cool.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp.
Oh, I got the dagger in my hand now.
Filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Not what I thought she would sound like.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi, just checking in. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
No, this is fine.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Mm-hmm. What? No way. Why would you even think that? I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I'm gonna hold on to it just in case.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Uh-huh.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Uh-huh.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Why didn't they give you a bow and arrow? Because I didn't have a weapon when I came in here. What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills
You go
us?
into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm not dropping the blade. There it is! They said the thing! Couldn't get a friend to read either the narrator or the hero? Exactly the same voice as starting out. No, the hero's got a slightly different voice.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint at the princess.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you? You squint even harder. So does she.
Oh, I can do this all day.
At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice.
Oh,
Keep
you
squinting.
think that I can't keep squinting?
Actually, someone is going to have to blink.
Oh, it ain't Hey! There are no wrong decisions. Well, apparently I'm not allowed to squint anymore, so that was the wrong decision. I'm dropping the blade, whatever.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Maybe.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Aha. Yeah, it's pretty awkward. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster?
Maybe.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so
No, they have not.
dangerous?
Deflect. What are you gonna do if I let you out of here? Deflect! I've been told enough. I was hoping you'd tell me. No, but I'm sure they have their reasons to give information away from me. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I'm inclined to trust them. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Aha.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
Okay, then how is she
At the
gonna
end
do
of
it?
the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world.
Hero is
But they
naive,
didn't
yes.
tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
Coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
True. So you're coming on to me. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't,
There's a blade that can cut a hand off.
well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Well, she gets it.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's
No, she
suggesting.
absolutely is.
Right?
It'll be fine.
She is. I'm sure of it.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness.
Oh, well, you've done a good job of making me not trust
None of
you.
us should do, really.
Shush.
Again, she offers
Sheesh.
no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How long you been down here?
Too long.
Okay, we talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Slay the princess. I'm getting you out of here. I'm gonna keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. There are no wrong
That
decisions.
seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to
bad
find a way
words.
out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I made my choice. I'm locking her in the basement.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains. She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
Right.
Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
No, we're Senpai along there. Oh, that's a leaf. I was afraid I already committed to not slaying her. Woo! Alright.
It's never too late to do the right thing. Now hurry. You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow. We shouldn't have hesitated. But she doesn't stop there.
Oh,
she
no.
kicks you a few times.
Why do I look like this?
The pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
Yeah, yeah.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lung. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Cool. Chapter 2. Okay. The tower.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh.
And at the end of that path is you're here to slay.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this already happened?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
Uh-huh.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's... You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
Don't... Voice of the Broken? Okay, hold on. So Zavis brought up a good point that the narrator sounds a lot like the voice of the hero. I guess they're all my voices? Also, why am I a lizard person?
She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why would I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of.
Uh-huh.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die.
Okay, why are we being such a downer?
What were we supposed to do to stop her then?
Okay, yeah, my fingers got a little curly Q on it.
It's pointless. She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here.
Uh-huh.
Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains, and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end. Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Thanks. Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
All she did last time around was beat me to death. How can someone like that end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true.
Why can't he tell me more?
Despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. We're not. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying.
It's more guesswork than formed.
Just
maybe?
ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps.
Nobody's telling me
It's just
anything.
the way things are.
I'm being lied to from every corner.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Don't be an idiot.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Who cares if you think we're special?
Stop being a
As
baby.
far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling
I
me?
told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. The less you know about her, the better.
Alright.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
From ruin. You have a suspicion, so you keep it to yourself. Okay. You ask a lot of questions for someone who just only asked to do a murder. Just go in, do the murder, and leave like a good little boy.
A warning before you go any further.
Oh, we get a warning this
She will
time.
lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time. She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Uh-huh.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Uh-huh, why?
Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
But it's right there!
There's definitely a mirror.
Thank you.
There isn't.
It's right there!
Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all
Don't gaslight me, narrator.
And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking.
Oh my god, this
We
guy.
don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse. For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal.
I disagree. I am a lizard man. I'm
Probably.
positive.
Do you not know what we look like? He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
I care about whether I'm being lied to. There's a mirror. I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. Doesn't matter if there's a mirror. I'm gonna approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Okay, but why? This whole cabin's different than last time.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense.
Stop
Died and you
gaslighting
haven't
me.
been killed by the princess. You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Yeah, thank you. You're quickly abandoning your guesses. Alright. We got the knife in hand again.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps
Is
almost
the mirror
as
made
deep
of
as you are
silver?
tall.
Who knows?
The smell of incense drifts up from below.
I feel like this is a reference that
For
you're
a
making.
moment, you almost
That I
feel
don't
at
get.
ease. Huh. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
It is a horror game, apparently.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Huh?
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Like, vampires don't appear in mirrors, but mirrors used to be mostly has it. Oh, gotcha.
Should we be worried?
That's
that
why
something
vampires
changes?
don't appear in mirrors, because, like,
Just a few
silver
minutes
is their
ago, You were going on
weakness.
about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess...
How you
then
doing,
get
Shy
to the
Guy, by the way?
princess.
Continue down the stairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the farm.
Trying to find another spooky game before Halloween. Have you heard of Soma? Apparently that's a horror game. It's a psychological horror.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be.
I was thinking about
a toy
picking that
for
one up
all the good it
myself.
would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
Shit is getting Dark Souls real quick. Visage.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again.
Okay, she
Even though
remembers.
You know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
As if on command, the blade slips from
Uh-oh.
her grasp and clatters
Uh-oh.
uselessly to the floor.
I clicked hold on to it. The game said no you didn't.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tight.
That's what I said?
Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
What? Don't.
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Thank you, Mr. Narrator.
Kneel.
Yes, ma'am.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird.
Bird?
Why don't we talk?
Why are you calling me a bird?
The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now...
Is the main character
a
bird? I don't know.
word.
We're not allowed to see ourselves. All we know is that our hand is scaly and has long-ass nails. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alliteration.
It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson. You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? Then you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable.
Please make more right decisions. There are no right decisions. There are no wrong decisions.
He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly
They're just
wrong, is he?
decisions.
What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done. The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
If you're so powerful, can't you break the chains yourself?
Be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should...
Stop being a little baby.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am.
She's
or
got them, like,
everything I'm
Slenderman
bound
fingers
to
going on.
become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world.
Uh-huh.
And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. If you never you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Alright, lady. He's talking a big game. I have questions for you before I decide to do anything. What happened to you after I died?
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps. Or a pet.
She's asked me to be her pet. I'm yours to command. I'm not gonna help you end the world. I don't care if something new comes after. I just can't let you do that.
I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants. No objections here.
Yes, ma'am. Nick's just like, you got it.
Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
No. 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 What's up, dog? We have to slay the princess, but she's a little better at making me not do that
You reach forward
than I am at doing
grasp
it.
the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably gonna stand anyway.
Why do we want to kill her? The narrator told us that we gotta kill her. I'm gonna kneel here
You
forever.
can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to
She
last
seems
a
kinda
lifetime,
nice and
silent
good-looking.
anticipation
Ah,
is to come,
okay.
Dragging out the long, painful seconds.
Listen, she's already killed me once. And now she's like an eldritch being, talking about ending the world.
To defy me is to claim we stand on
Like,
the
listen to
level
this.
ground.
I feel like I'm not being
Do
unreasonable.
not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What if I don't want to do that? What?
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Stop it.
Your
Oh.
hand lifts the blade. And
No,
brings it
no,
towards
please
your
no.
throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End.
Then Harry's like, listen, I may have not. Perhaps this is my fault. No! 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 Alright, fine.
You can't just slay yourself. You're perfectly healthy and capable, and all you have to do, the blade and the hand that wields it, remain firmly locked in place until you change your mind and decide to do literally anything else.
Look at you quaking against my will. An ant defying a god. It's pointless to resist. In the end, everything submits to oblivion. But you're not the one resisting me, are you? There's something else in there. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Okay. The voices in my head are previous versions of me.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Oh no. Oh good.
Bring the blade to your neck.
Oh shit.
Slice through soft flesh, severing veins and arteries. Your blood flowing freely down your body. It's a painful lesson in obedience, but the pain won't last forever.
Oh good, she gained control of the narrator.
No.
When I see you again, you'll free me from my chains and deliver me to the destiny that lies beyond this place.
Guys, there's no wrong choices.
Will. I promise.
I know you will.
And you die.
Everything is dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, The Apotheosis.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end
Different
of the
path.
Oh, let me guess. At the end of that path is a cabin.
Excuse me? This is the third time we've been here, and this is hardly a path
Ruh-roh.
in the woods. It's all big and weird. Another witness to her radiance
Get out of my head!
is soon upon us. I'm here to keep him in check.
Oh, we got a new one. New voice just dropped.
Around in our head, and he's making it all too easy for them to get in.
Thanks, Mr. Paranoid.
This is bad.
Oh, is it now? I hadn't noticed. Do you need a primer, Mr. Amnesiac?
No, I'm quite all right, but if all of you would take a moment to settle down, there's something important I'd like to get across to you before it's
You
too
need me to go kill the
About
princess.
the princess. We already know all about the princess.
Not to be trusted, that one.
One of my guesses is still valid. I need more info, Mr. Right Choices. It's all right choices. Every choice has been correct. Thank you.
I mean, yes,
It's about the princess.
The game is progressing, is it not?
I'm going to say it's probably not that.
I would say that that is a sign of things going
Or
well.
not to be trusted either. Look, fine, just out with it already, yeah? But if I hear the words, "You're here to slay her," or "If you don't, it will be the end of the world," you'll have lost speaking privileges.
Progressing bad. You don't know that. Maybe the voice of the broken and the voice of the paranoid is part of the best ending. You ever think about that?
You two are just wasting your time. It's all going to end when we open that cabin door, which means it's already. What's the point of dawdling when the end is already written?
I think we might be on our way to the best ending. Slay the Spire again. I thought this was a variety
That
stream.
nonsense he's going on about. That's what we need to talk about. We've been here before, obviously.
Fucking Brungo. -1 strike. You're on thin ice, Brungo.
Boy, were you in denial about that last time. No, I haven't met you, but reality is clearly falling apart at the moment, and the only reason that would happen is if you knew things you weren't supposed to know.
That is correct.
What? What the hell are you talking about? He's talking about those weird marble trees and how wrong everything looks. Yes, exactly. Whatever you did before gave her far too much power. So you've got to cut it out, get to that cabin and slay her before things get any more out of hand.
Aha.
We've built a new god.
Stop!
She is limitless.
Can we get a narrator who speaks English?
What's doing that? Make her small, make her small, make her small, make her small. Shit. What if I'm doing it wrong? What if I'm making her even stronger?
Stop.
Did you hear those two with their runaway thoughts? I'm only giving you the sliver of information I'm giving you now because things are already deep in the shitter. This was my last card to play and it looks like it's already made things worse. So hurry, cabin, now.
Okay, so now hold on. I have so many
Right now
questions.
you have neither the time nor the mental acuity to handle a single response. It's now or never.
I am not going to the cabin till I have answers. What am I?
As you finish your inane question,
Oh, God.
the ground quakes beneath your feet. You feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway and then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift. Your feet unable
The
to
narrator's
push
just
forward,
forcing me into the cabin.
forward along with everything else.
The end of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment we open that door, she...
Ah!
Stop believing everything you hear. We just have to get our thoughts in order. We just have to think straight. Any, words of warning? You already know everything you need to know.
Alright, let's go to the
Step
cabin.
forward. The cabin explodes. You're flung backwards, violently slamming into a tree as debris rains down.
Guys, I think this is the good ending. I think we got the good ending. There she is.
You watch.
Jesus
Paralyzed
Christ.
awe and terror as the princess emerges. Her body
No wrong choice. There are no wrong choices.
stands upright to face you. The world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts. Trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her like a great black hole.
Okay, this is fucking rules.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how it was going to end.
This does feel like a good ending.
Is always how it was going to begin.
There's a loud thunk. from
The
tree
blade!
as something embeds in its shattered bark. Your pristine blade. It's now.
This'll work. Take the blade or embrace oblivion.
Yeah, screw all of this. I'm with you. A real god wouldn't need us as part of her plan.
You'll never make it. And even if you do, what could you possibly hope to accomplish?
We're gonna stab her.
We'll do what we were always supposed to. We'll take this blade and we'll sink it into her heart. Look at the way everything's being flung around her. If we just throw ourselves in her direction...
You have submitted so hard. Of course you would have.
Maybe it'll work. Maybe none of this is real. Maybe we can do whatever we want to do. With a forceful tug, you yank the blade out from the tree. You close your eyes and take a deep breath, and for a moment you can feel everything around you, like you're a part of everything, and everything is a part of you. And
then your eyes open, settling on your target. It's time.
Yeah, this is doable. Slay the princess!
You launch yourself towards the princess. You can feel her gravity envelop you, carrying you from the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
What? The music, man, it's so good. What the hell?
Even now you defy me. Do it then. Show me what you think it takes to end what's destined to end everything.
Yeah, do it. Show her.
End this.
Why do I feel so cold?
Okay. Easy game. The mirror! The mirror that didn't exist is back! You do not get the chance to slay her. Something has taken her away and it left something in her place.
Oh, where did she go?
The end of something. I got a achievement.
She's gone. Is this the end of the world? Did she end herself? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I
No,
should
it's...
feel better with her
There
gone.
are no wrong choices, Nick.
I feel anxious. Does anyone else feel anxious? He is. Does that mean the world ended? Yeah. No voice needling us anymore. Feels good, but I also feel itchy. Cold. Figures the world would end and leave us with all this nothing.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. It's calling us. Not in a good way.
No, it's
I
fine.
don't want to look at us.
It's fine. Let's approach the mirror.
Don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's me. I look great. I got an achievement for that. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her. Sup, princess?
Something finds me in the long
What
quiet
the hell?
and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you mean by solitary lights?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
Kind of Dark Souls vibes a bit, yeah. The music too. What do you think I am? I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is dominance. A figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Let her out.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived
Seafood
here,
just finished
she was
installing.
going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole. And perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay, so this entity that is merged with the princess knows domination. That was like the form of the princess that has like merged with this. So I'm guessing what they want me to do is like explore all the different possible routes to find the different types of princesses to make this being whole, is kind of what I'm interpreting. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Aha. And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. Or semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I'm not going back. Okay, make me forget.
If you need time,
Wait forever.
you are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Is the game going to close itself now? Yep. Okay. We're not even that far. We're only 2 games removed.
Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Attempt to outweight your destiny. You have returned to me, though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1. Bring the apotheosis to her.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end
The
of that
real
path
Slay the
is a
Princess
cabin.
starts here.
And in the basement of that cabin,
Okay, so we have to find all the different versions of the princess.
you're here to slay her.
Note, you can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or R1 on your control. You're here to slay her. It's the end of the world. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going? Blah, 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 blah. I'm not doing this. Are you serious? No, you have to do it. Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. Okay, fine. You're persistent. I'll go to the cabin and I'll slay the princess. Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to the princess and maybe I'll slay her. Maybe I won't. I guess we'll see. Yes, I definitely know where I am going.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads.
Oh, weird.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
That's not true. I don't care. I'm not killing the princess. Good. Maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
So fine, this is there. I have to go into the cabin, don't I? Fine. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm gonna just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Oh, look, there's a cabin over there.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden
The music is
structures
getting
through the leaves.
weird.
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of in every direction there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Okay, there we go.
You're on a path. You're here to slay her.
You're actually kidding. She actually ended the world last time, didn't she? What the hell is she? Oh, you're bastard. You're in it for You're in it for that. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking? If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun.
Hey, new voice.
He's a captive audience.
We unlocked the contrarian.
The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude.
God, how many different lines of dialogue are there in this game?
Focused on the task ahead.
Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to the
What are you
cabin.
talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
700,000. That's a lot of lines of dialogue. Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely going to slay the princess.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning. Before you go any further, she will lie. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind. The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors was projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths. The blade is your implement. You'll need it. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust.
I like your thinking, contrarian.
Grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity?
Did I finish On Guard yesterday? I did.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what
MGGs, yeah.
You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. And when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
What if we never meet the princess?
What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
Yeah. I like this contrarian guy. He gets it.
Because you're going to pull yourself together.
That's not what you... I don't know.
Stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job. So you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
So true.
What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready...
You didn't say anything about the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
And it's
Reach
gone.
forward and rub your hand. But there was a mirror, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Alright, we'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the... Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold
What
it?
do you mean? Like, you want us to hold it by the
The
blade?
other way. Thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it.
Is it
with
gonna
our
change the
thumb at
icon?
bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Hold the blade the other way. Yeah! Stabbing motion!
Yes! Isn't this so much better?
Hell yeah!
Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess.
Nah, it's such a good looking blade now. Throw the blade out the window!
Ah, yes! Do it! Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without.
What if I just turn around and leave?
Fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends. Been there, done that. I'm not so sure. This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon. What's done is done. Good luck, hero.
Alright, let's go into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks
Oh
open,
boy.
revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong. The closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to
It's
it.
normal.
The kind of
Yeah, people use the word miasma to describe normal situations.
An odor that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
It's so true. Take the harsh stairs to the left. Take the soft stairs to the right. Take the center staircase. The soft stairs sound inviting.
You step to the right. The path feels soft and reassuring against your feet. The stairs almost seem to cradle you as you make your way down, like they're guiding your heels from one step directly to the next. You barely have to extend any effort to descend, the stairway doing most of the work for you. You don't feel like there's any concern that you might slip or tumble or lose your way.
Yeah, none
The
whatsoever.
further you go, the deeper you sink in. First, it's like a lovely plush carpet, your toes digging down and barely hitting any resistance at all. But soon enough, you're fighting just to keep your knees from sinking out of sight. The softness threatens to swallow you whole, to wrest control of your body and surround you in a false ethereal bliss, pretending to save you from the cruelties of choice and consequence. It's slow going.
It's so
You manage to
soft.
fight against the
My
overwhelming
God.
urge to fall back into comfort and nothingness, the very struggle to continue forward consuming your every thought.
Oh.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things
know the
you feel
sketches.
are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as... What?
Oh, hi.
What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip.
Oh well.
Now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And, why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to...
He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her a bit. Try and get her bearings. She seems normal. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here.
That's okay. Sometimes I forget where I am too.
Oh, she's much more nervous this time.
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face. She's so warm and friendly. It's deception. Don't buy into it.
How strange. So, why are you here?
Oh.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. Where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that?
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time?
Well, we never actually met her last time.
Does it matter? Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done. Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
There's more of you now. Wait, there's more. Wait. What's your name? Getting down here was weird. Like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened? For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're down here? You're apparently a threat to the world. I was sent to slay you. I'm getting you out of here. Try and free her. Oh? All of these are the same choice. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything here. Leave her in the basement. Rarely think about the time you threw the blade out the window. Apparently, all of those are tied together. And and that's like the way forward through this conversation. Uh-oh. There's more of you now.
Do you need help? Not that there's much I can do chained up like this, but I'm the only one down here. So if you need anything, I'll do my best. And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again.
I don't like where this is going.
Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We'd always start by retrieving the blade.
The one he made us throw out the window.
I wasn't the one who threw it.
It was me.
Oh, come on, you told us to. Don't try to pass the blame now that it's come back to bite us.
Well, if I'd known we'd be dealing with this, maybe I wouldn't have been so hasty with my suggestions.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back.
Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
I'm gonna ask her more questions, though, I think. Getting down here was weird. Like, I was pulled apart. Do you know what happened?
What happened to you? But you look like you're in one piece now. But I understand.
One Piece.
Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out. And barely a way in. I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here?
What's your name?
You can call me Princess, if you'd like. Princess. You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty.
Oh, you're the one that became evil.
It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're here?
I don't know why I'm here, but there has to be a reason, right? You don't just lock a princess away in a place like this without a reason. I wish I knew what it was. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it. Don't be
Oh no.
I don't know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus.
But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different?
Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts.
I don't
are
like
clearly
the
being
scary
part of
one.
The reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
I guess we're doing everything.
That's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You feel
Oh.
the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess.
Okay, so this is the one that beat me last time.
But this...
Oh.
Can't... Do you not have...
Oh.
I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this
Oh
isn't fun.
no.
How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world, the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
Oh.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in space.
Ooh. Oh no.
Uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
Oh my god.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
It's gonna be okay. I'll do my best. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. No. You just destroyed everything. I'm not gonna fix you. Oh. Hey, look at that. New being. The illusion choice. When everything is possible, nothing is. But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. Okay, so my character, whenever we get back to this point, me, the person making the choices, remember everything, but the voices don't.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. He's just messing with us. Right?
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. You've grown? Oh no. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Oh? Okay. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready.
Are you the same being you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression.
This is
I
wild.
am different, but I am the same.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight
I'm
answer?
sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself.
You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closed around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now.
That's...
Inaccessible.
Thank you.
The only paths of value are those that are yet on track.
Okay. I was worried, like, we haven't tried remaking any of the same decisions as before. So, I guess this hadn't come up yet, but the game is, like, letting me do it anyway. But they're basically, like, blocking off stuff that you've already done so that you don't end up just, like, wasting your time. Which, thank you, if your whole game is built around this mechanic, accidentally making me come to this ending again feels like it would be a colossal waste of everyone's time. You know that at the end of this, you're going to be finished. You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me. There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
What do you want me to bring you next?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers.
There are no wrong answers!
My perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
These ones are a contradiction. A winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall.
Alright, we've
They
got
are
contradiction and
stretched into a shape
dominion
not
so
unlike
far.
me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
There is a hurt that dwells in them, but they are not me. They are thoughts and perspectives. They are feelings that inform my being. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I cannot be as I was before. There are new spaces that I must fill.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. The task of finding my vessels.
Attack. Your will cuts across the enemy in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Good to know. What if I destroy myself? You raise your will to the end of your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Gotcha. Well, I wanted to click those options.
Await your return.
I figured...
Give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Bring the stranger to her. A spiral vessel.
You're here to slay her.
Let's see. Alright, yep, my option is gone to turn around.
I'm talking.
Does it? Are you a monarchist?
Can't someone else do
if
it?
only that.
Are you sick? Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that?
Mhm.
Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people. But surely
Yeah,
I'm
what
not
if I
one
want
of
the world to
those,
end?
Right?
Do I get some kind of word? Local go. Okay, fine. I'll go to the cabin.
Good. As long as you remain focused on your goal, it should
Maybe
always
we
move
just
better.
do the
You'll make your
basic
way.
ass slay
You're
her
gonna go through
thing.
This, right? She's a prince.
Proceed to the cabin. What if I go in without the blade? Just ignore the blade entirely.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice
Hello? Is someone there?
is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember. Don't let it fool you.
Okay. Lie. I'm here to save you. I'm here to save you. Just checking in on you. Hi.
Be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a
I feel like this is the one that you're supposed to come across the first
to the
time.
far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
She's not evil, right? Who knows? We've only seen two possible outcomes for the princess. She could be super chill in this version.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No. I think it's fine.
You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other idea?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess.
Did the narrator
You
close the
won't
door?
leave until the task is done.
Try the door.
But it's locked from the outside. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Oh no.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs.
Yeah, I was not expecting that
Not sure how
either.
it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I guess we'll save her. Let's save her. Let's see what happens if we save her. She seems totally fine.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp.
Ah!
Crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
No, she didn't.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
I also like this game.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Sure.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps
Oh,
forward.
the narrator is forcing me to kill her.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done.
For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again.
I mean, so the narrator just has complete control over everything, is what we're seeing, right?
Its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you...
So the narrator is evil? Yeah, it feels like it.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the
But at the same time, like,
your blood pooling around you.
Who knows?
Unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
It can't just end like this, right?
Oh, that's rich coming from you.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, chapter 2, The Damsel.
You're on a path. You're here to slay her.
Okay, no, but I died. Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best... Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did
Of
he?
the smitten.
We're going to save our beloved. Sneaky about it.
Alright, we are in this timeline, we are in love with the princess.
Our
beloved. Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you
Yes.
should know that we and the princess are in love.
Fucking
And the four of
sap
us will be
Brannigan
foiling
ass
any
sounding
and all
motherfucker.
assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did happen.
Those are two very different questions. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second. You died last time, which probably only happened because you were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ.
Ah, I beg to differ.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Very good.
I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestation. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequent. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of, if it's the latter, what do you think the people there lived? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time is because I let her. She could barely hold a knife. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world. Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is.
Who locked her in that basement? What is this
People
place?
locked her.
Okay.
Oh. Of course you're... Calling us special isn't going to make us... Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is for you and I to be friends. But I'm a professional, and I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the... I've told you everything, not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about...
That's all. I'm with them.
That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does. Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation.
He's just sitting there like, I swear to God.
For our sakes, that you make the right call. A warning. She will lie. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do.
I do.
Also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
What's the inside of it look like this time?
The interior of the cabin
Ooh.
is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The blade is your implement.
What if we just don't take the blade? Mere
What are you talking about? You reach forward.
Nothing.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a
Alright,
feather out
ignoring
of
the
place.
blade again.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If
The princess lives here. Slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words,
can hear my
but surely
spat.
she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
I can't wait for this to just, like, somehow turn into the worst possible ending.
Do you hear that? She said we're dashing, and she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us.
Is the dress floofier? It is.
Only because he made
And
us
her
try to
hair
kill
is
her.
more
For self-defense,
done up
our
because we're in
beloved
love with
hands
her
remain
this time
unstained by
through.
cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't...
We're going to rescue her. You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us.
I mean,
of
she
our
did
prison,
jump to
show
murdering me
us mercy and
very
make the
quickly.
best decision for everyone. She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
But you know what? We're going down this path, so it's fine. I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
You're so nonchalant about it.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird? She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic smile. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
But before we started talking, did the world end? Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like
So
our
darling.
princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
No, I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
No, I didn't want that to happen. Well, then I didn't do it. Oh, okay.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself. Not so sure.
I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
The version of me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Uh-huh.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent.
It's gonna go so well.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
She doesn't.
There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Rescue the princess!
I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll...
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
I would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so
Yep,
much.
nothing bad will happen.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh, if only you had a weapon. One slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
Perfect. Oh, what do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world?
You're so gullible.
Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection.
Something. Here it comes. Here comes the needle drop.
And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do? I want you to tell me what you
I just
want.
want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy.
It makes sense to me. That's all I want
Oh.
for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
Why is the music getting all weird? Also, her, like, art style changed. There must be something you
I just
want.
want to make you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
But what would make you
I
happy?
just want to make you happy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right.
I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's big.
You have to want something more than just making me happy.
I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now?
And they lived happily ever
We're the
after.
only ones here.
Alright, well, new form got. Don't get the chance to ask another question, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memories return.
She was our perfect match. She's gone. And is that a...
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't fit. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and...
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Have I grown again? Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. You withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you. I have no opinion one way or another on the matter. I just want all to stop. Yes, you're torturing me and I hate it and I think I hate you. No, not really. It all seems so distant.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
I'm still planning to kill you once we're done with this.
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Have you figured out what you'll want when we're finished? Do you still not care what I bring next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Have you figured out what you'll want when we're finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets.
Thank you.
My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
How many more vessels?
We will know when we...
Okay.
I will be here when it is time for
Everything
us
goes
to
dark
meet again.
and you die. The hero and the princess. Bring the deconstructed
You're
damsel.
on a path. I'm t- don't look while don't oh. It's a secret, but I think you'll like it.
Okay.
It's a special reward.
Tell me
just
the
for you.
prize.
But whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be.
Look, I'll go to the cabin. Okay, fine. I'll go to the cabin. Okay, I'm sold. Let's just get this over with.
Good. As long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all you make your way. We're not going to go through with this.
Proceed to the cabin. Okay.
You take the blade.
I took the blade this time. Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Okay, so she's a lot more hostile when I have the blade.
And lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she
Are you here to
really a
kill me
threat
or
to the
something?
world?
Genocide run? Seal your nerves and step forward. Oh, no talking then. Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, so you should just drop it.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too...
Are you sure she's
I'm
not armed?
positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon...
Hesitating? Why don't you...
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Slay.
You charge the princess, blade in hand, but unfortunately your earlier suspicions proved correct. A blade of her own slips down her sleeve and catches you in the neck. Blood sprays from the cut, your severed carotid artery painting the princess with strokes of red. You'd better finish your task quickly.
Finish the job.
With the last bit of your will, you press forward, sinking the blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you collapse on the floor together, rapidly bleeding out.
Somehow, I thought this would turn out a little differently. But I wonder, do you really think that this was enough to stop me?
Maybe?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, I'm dead. Chapter 2, The Razor.
You're on a path in the... You're here to...
But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her, and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after if he doesn't remember what happened.
Okay, what voice do I got?
This whole thing's a
Cheated.
crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? And you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. When we asked you if you were sure she didn't have a weapon on her, you said you were positive she didn't. But it turns out she did, because when we charged her, she started stabbing us to death.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons. So there's no reason to fear her. You were...
Let's assume I'm telling the truth. Why should I bother? We'll proceed.
What? She will lie.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. Just stay
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched. The blade is your implement. You take the blade from the table.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make...
She's gonna look terrifying this time, is she not?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing
no.
what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall.
Yeah, this looks great.
The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
So she takes on the form that we perceive her as, is what it feels like.
That's right. Scraping. I told you she has something. I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the...
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah. She thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the fire step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Mm-hmm. If I come close to you, you're just gonna stab me, aren't you?
What? No!
No!
I wouldn't stab you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason. And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to not stabbing distance to help me.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who is armed? But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
So... Oh my god, there's so many things. Do you remember what happened last time? I know you have a knife. I'll let you out of here if you drop it. I'd like to trust you, but you're being so suspicious.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little bird face thinks he's so
Uh-oh,
serious
bird again.
down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he can tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide we're clearly still figuring out our angle? We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are.
My entire world is at risk, and maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity. Fine, and will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
Do you remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and tried to kill me and I cut his neck open and then he stabbed me in the heart and we both died looking in each other's eyes, well, surely I would remember that. But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
Last time? Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth.
I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that look back to the start. Someone else has to remember.
Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
I mean, it's... okay. But that's exactly what happened!
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again?
Yeah, I think you would.
I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count.
Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence.
Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
I know you'll have a knife. I'll let you out here if you drop it. Can we just talk things through? I don't have the key.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure.
Just to be sure.
I think I've said my piece at this point. I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
We killed each other last time. I'd rather not do that again.
But if we killed each other, then why are we here, right now? Both of us normal and unstabbed.
Look, I know that you're mad at me, but I think we both need to let bygones be bygones.
But I'm not mad at you, so please stop standing so far out of reach. Okay, I'm bored now.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a
I asked too many
She's
questions.
shit.
Ah!
In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting
Jesus.
from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all. How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to... At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance. At least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm. Okay, maybe we aren't safe here.
She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you, and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched. You keep pace with her for a
there goes my
brief
hand.
wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defense. She's even better at this than she was last time. Bloody cheater.
I'm going to kill you now.
With a squelch, she does just that.
Well, she keeps it. At least she was honest.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The arms race.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh no.
If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every
Sup,
time.
Snacks?
We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're what? I feel dizzy.
Don't die, I'll try not to. There are no wrong choices.
I guess.
This all leads to an ending.
Isn't that interesting? Who holds
Don't drink the
cards
Kool-Aid.
now?
But it's so tasty.
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We have to fight.
Oh.
What's the point of fighting if she's just going to win
And rip.
every time?
Wow.
It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing.
Oh, the Broken's back. Hooray!
So obviously you've already been here. This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she is... That can't be right. That's too much responsibility. I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single... Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table. A pristine blade perched... We take it. Okay, sure.
We take
Before
it.
letting me finish telling you it's there. It'd be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually. And what if we never do? So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the base? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know
There's
what-
a mirror in the way.
Mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
When did the Broken show back up? Just this one. We got two voices this time. We got the Hunted and the Broken.
I can feel the air coming up from behind him.
After she killed us.
Steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't.
I guess the Broken shows up when she kills us. Approach the mirror.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must... Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement.
Mirror's gone.
And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Will we?
You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs.
The
They
crunch.
are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
Fun for her, maybe. I didn't like dying all over again. Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Her dress is just like very sharp.
Actually,
Her-
it does
her
survival matter.
elbow
We've done
or
it
her
twice,
shoulders.
Nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Nothing bad has come of it.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your internal is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us, and I'm out of ideas.
We're fighting her, obviously. All of these ideas suck. Think of something better. We're going to appeal to her authority, puff her up a bit. There's no reason we can't talk this out. Oh, that's easy. I'm going to try flirting with her. She has swords for arms and we don't. We're panicking. We're going to fight her and we're going to have a stiff upper lip about it. She can't hurt us if we don't let ourselves feel it. She wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it. You can't kill me if I kill me. All these ideas suck.
That's right, we just have to think. There's probably an answer.
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
Now am I winning? Yeah, super.
You don't have time to finish your thought. In a moment, she's across the room. She skewers you. Ow. What a surprise. Yeah, we don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us.
Oh, new voice. It's the skeptic.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die?
Caps lock for being bad at Ori and Will of the Wisps. Gotcha.
No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Yep.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead.
Stupid spider
This
boss.
is all horribly wrong. How many times have we
That's
been
it. That boss was pretty tough.
This is 4. No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her, as long as we keep moving.
Oh, great. So it's going to get even more even more deluded voices that think we might stand any kind of chance.
Come on.
Come on.
Okay, plan now.
We're fighting her. Obviously. She wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it. It doesn't work and she kills you again, and again, and again, and again. Your memory blurs as your conscience leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that
Then you
transpires.
skewer yourself.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you.
You'll have to be trickier than that.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman.
She just keeps getting more and more horrific.
Skewers you.
You're cute.
Do you see that? We almost had her. That was luck. But we only have to get lucky once. Just panic. Flee.
More and more blades.
She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes. We can't give up. Okay, let's go again. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah. That
This
was
is
good.
just Dark Souls.
Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. We're getting close to something. Can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time.
Just
That's
one
all we
more,
need.
one more go. Just one more attempt.
And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 4. Mutually Assured Destruction.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand. Oh, what if? Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot.
Besides, what better way to die?
Look at all.
There
One
are
more
many
again.
times. There are the sharp hands. I'm sure I can think of a better way to die. They're all the same. Really. How about we stop thinking about
Look at all the
horrible ways to
voices.
die? I don't want us to accidentally. Man, the only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. How about you stick to describing things? Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time.
No time.
Operator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover. Fine by me. You walk to the door, it's more of a slide. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to win. Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
Is it even more blades?
I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Right now!
Are you gonna say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her
Holy
against
shit.
the walls.
It's rad as
In the
hell.
center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of...
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit! She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine. Yes. Behold, the perfect woman.
There she is. Guys only want one thing, and it's disgusting.
Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful.
Jesus, what even is that? Well, you see, it's a skeleton made out of blades, because she's killed us so many
How is she
times.
still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it? This is all just a sick joke. I hate existence.
I hate it.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it. All right,
Empty.
Just happened. It's so quiet.
Him too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet, through that inaction, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and hers strikes too. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You do so. Silence as you reach toward the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. I am unraveled this time. Great. Find yourself a long quiet. Yo, let's talk.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for
We
us
definitely
to know.
not a bird. But she keeps calling me Birdface. Do you think there are people out there?
It doesn't matter if there are. People are too small for us. You and I are the only things that interest me.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something, but nothing cannot exist on its own, and because of that, nothing can't exist.
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Do you know what's gonna happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Maybe? He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He definitely does. And when I find him, I'm going to kill him. When I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
How many more vessels?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
If this is the last time, is there anything you would like me to bring? If this is the last stage before completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here.
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn. You've already tried waiting, but I understand. The next time I see you, I will be here.
Okay, apparently one more. Bring the razor full to
You're
her.
on a path. You're here.
Okay, we've already done all this. Vive la Revolution!
Spirit. You make your way up. We're not going to go through with this, right?
Proceed. I'm gonna go without taking the blade. Again. I'm here to
Wait,
save you.
really? You're here to rescue me?
I see. You're trying to get...
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
So what happens if we slay her when she's like
You
this?
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain.
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intention...
Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
What's your name?
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess
So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted.
I'm gonna keep you locked away down here. At least so we can get to know each other. I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and it isn't worth the risk of taking the word over the potential fate of the world. Retrieve the blade.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs.
So, what? You're going to try and kill me? You'll regret this.
Oh?
I promise you. But go ahead. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right?
She has to be bluffing, but you rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation.
Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a...
You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
Oh no.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
She's lost an arm. I'm locking her down there and letting her bleed out.
This is a dangerous play. Who's to say she'll actually succumb to...
She doesn't have a weapon, and she's missing an arm.
You're right, let's finish this.
Your eyes dart to the...
Where is she?
Investigate the arm.
As you step towards the severed limb, you hear the pattering of feet behind you, soft against the basement floor, then loud and desperate against the stairs. You turn to chase after the princess, but she's found. She slams the door behind her before you can make it to the top of the stairs. The lock clicks into place.
No!
Thanks for letting me out. I'd return the favor, but you should understand.
With those parting words, the princess walks away, her quiet footsteps eventually fading as she leaves.
It can't just end like this.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't. You don't know how much time passes before the world ends.
You end with the witch.
You're on a path. You're here to...
Okay, no.
Don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now. If he doesn't remember what happened, brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue. Bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Sure.
She will lie. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Proceed. The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that almost as if by accident just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
The blade is your implement.
I will take the blade.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. That's not actually a bad idea.
You don't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror.
Okay.
But he says there...
I want to see how handsome I am.
Great. If only there was some sort of reflective surface we could examine. Absolute shame there isn't anything like that around here. You do see it. I see all sorts of things. But do you see the mirror? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do?
I would like to approach the mirror and wipe it clean.
Well, at least we can all agree now that there's nothing.
This happens every time.
Case closed. Good work, everyone. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not nasty!
But you are. You're a wretched little thing. I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
Don't
Do
we?
you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just... You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Okay.
You descend the basement.
She has a tail.
Entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
You don't know that.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you?
What to do to the princess?
No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes.
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
The only mistake I ever made was thinking you would help me. And I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Well, that leaves us at a stalemate.
But unfortunately, I need you if I'm ever going to leave this place.
Don't worry, the blade isn't for you. Or not for killing you. We've got to get you out somehow, right? Give her the blade? I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's some broken trust. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill. I don't trust you. Not enough to free you, and definitely not enough to get close to you. I'm leaving. Bye. I'd like to be straightforward with my intentions. I didn't care for how you treated me last time, and I think you might be a danger to the world. I'm going to attack now.
Do you think that being direct with your ill will frees you from its wickedness? Murder and betrayal are still murder and betrayal, whether you state your intentions or keep them hidden behind your back.
See, this is why we never tell people what we're actually thinking. She's just as mad, only now she's ready for us.
Still, better a violent fool than a plotting coward. Better for me, I mean.
As you close the distance, readying your strike, the princess's chain falls.
Directly attack a suspicious character.
She takes advantage of your split second of surprise and throws a fistful of dirt into your eyes. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That's sneaky. A woman after my own heart, really. It's a shame we're playing opposite teams. This is why you couldn't just abandon her here. Left to her own devices, she would always find a way out. Now stop her.
You must have known I would.
So she's like a cat now?
Deep in your heart, you know
They made her a
things
cat
about
girl?
Me, I know about you. You're both so very awful.
As you brush the silt from your eyes, the princess tackles you, flattening you against the dirt floor.
We were always going to kill each other here, weren't we? I can't trust you, and you can't trust me, and those doubts spin and spin and spin into hate.
She buries her teeth deep into your chest, tearing at great
Feathers!
Stab her in the back.
Feathers! We are a bird!
In for a penny, right? Why not? As the princess rips meat from bone, you plunge your weapon into her unprotected back.
Ha, you bastard! Even face to face, you find a way to stab me in the back. I know you, and you're hideous, absolutely wretched. Just like me.
Maybe we are the same. So what? Throw her off us. Kick her in the shin. We don't have to fight so dirty. Of course we do. Fighting clean won't help us win. It takes a wretch to know a wretch, and we're all at the bottom of the barrel here. There's no point in pretending otherwise, are we? at the bottom of the barrel. We've got dirt in our eyes and a chunk of us chewed out. That's not the bottom of the barrel, what is? No arguments here. You're doing great. Keep playing dirty if that's what it takes. But if we win, we won't be at the bottom anymore. We'll have climbed a little higher. And once we start climbing, well, who knows where we'll stop? You'll stop right here if you keep daydreaming. Don't let yourself get distracted thinking about what comes after. None of us ever said we stopped fighting. What a low and vicious fight it is. Eyes gouged, skin scratched bloody, hair ripped and nails broken. Every rule there ever was in the Book of Honourable Combat. Both you and the Princess have broken a dozen times over. That's nice and all, but are we winning? Nobody's winning. I thought playing dirty was supposed to give you the upper hand, but I suppose that doesn't work if you both sink to the same lows. Still, at least you're not losing. The princess cackles maniacally as the factor continues. But behind her cackle, you hear the low groan of warping wood. Wait, what's going on? We're establishing a newer, better packing order. No, the groaning thing. Why is the wood making noise? Who cares about the groan? It's just a sound. Things make sounds all the time. I care about the groan. Doesn't that mean something bad is happening?
Yeah, something bad's happening.
Yes, well, I'm afraid that's the sound of the basement getting smaller.
Okay, but why?
Hear that, you pathetic wretch? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
Excuse me, what? You and the princess disengage for a brief moment, just long enough to get your bearings. Behind you, the basement door has been sealed over, thick roots barring your only exit from the dirt pit. And slowly, but very perceptibly, the roots are closing in on you both.
That's right. They're coming for you. And they won't stop until there's nothing left down here but them.
What's that about? They'll crush you just as easily as they'll crush me. Make them stop. You can make them stop, right? We're not animals. We're people. We can work this out. We can make things better. I take it all back. I can help you get out of here. You and I can work together. Give up and wait for your death. Go out fighting.
Attack the princess once more, and once more the two of you fall into a vicious brawl. The basement continues to shrink as you fight, but neither of you pay it any more mind. Not until it's too late. The roots twist around you both, binding your limbs and rendering you helpless. As your fates close in, all you can do is watch her, and all she can do is watch you. At first it's almost gentle. The two of you lifted delicately off the ground, but the cradle of the growing roots soon gives way to tightness. That tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict.
Yeesh.
The sound of creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones, pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living basement. Tears well up in the princess's eyes, her own bones splintering and flesh swelling with trapped blood. But still she smiles through it all.
I can't wait to do this again. You wretched little thing. I hate you, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeesh.
Unbearable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding as everything tightens. And then you pop. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The wild.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Why is she talking
His
to me?
gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be
She
grasped.
sounds like the one that we see in the silent place.
He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do?
Sure, there's no reason to keep secrets. Someone decided to go in guns blazing last time, and that someone got us killed. And what should we have done? Let you draw things out with all that conniving? Everyone knows a straight fight is best. It's honest. There's no need to bicker about it. I wasn't trying to start anything. I don't mind what happened to us. I kind of like it now that we aren't actively being crushed. Yeah, now that you mention it.
So we, like,
This
are a
is
tree
bad.
now?
And it's not like the fight is what killed us anyway, it was the cabin. No point worrying about who charged who when that place ground us all into paste in the end. The princess included.
It was a fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
I see. So the cabin ground you into paste, and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
This thing watching us, what is
I'm
he?
not watching you, I'm trying to help you. That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
I've had enough of this guy. How do we stop
We
him?
push back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that. I may not have been around to witness it, but clearly you remember what happened. How about you try remembering how it all felt?
Turn inward and find your freedom.
You fall inward into a network of connections too vast for your mind to occupy. Are you a path in the woods? Are you a body? Can you even grasp the fuzziest edges of the shapes that confine you?
We can change to fill them together.
We don't need to be everywhere at once, just in the right place at the right time. You'd do best to remember that some wounds will never heal. Some rifts can never.
The narrator's
be
getting a
mended.
weird effect
Even
on his
in
voice.
Birth, some things never come back the same.
Oh?
What is he going on about? What does he know about us?
He can't make us quit, no matter how much he tries. He knows that talking's all he can do. Of course he's gonna try and confuse us.
You aren't whole. You'll never be whole again. This struggle is meaningless. Whatever you think you're
Okay.
doing, you will fall apart.
We don't need to be made whole. All we need to do is find a single corner of his cage and break it.
There is a place you need to be. You just need to find it.
You stretch and search and stretch and search, growing as you decay and decay
decaying as you grow. As you strain beyond your limits, the ground around you becomes dry and unstable and crumbles into nothing beneath you. This place will fall apart before you find its end. This task, whatever it is you think you're doing, is impossible.
This part is actually an allegory for what it feels like to walk after sharding. I have become one with my pants. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Thank you for sharing, Sean.
All the more reason to keep trying. Come on, we aren't tired yet.
Yeah, keep going.
That's right. I know a loser when I see one. Call his bluff.
Hydrate. Thank you, Zeldy.
I can hold us together for a little while longer, so long as you trust me.
I trust you. Reach to your roots. Shark to your pants.
You won't find anything if I have to starve you. If I have to sacrifice my world to keep the princess at bay, I'll do it.
Aren't you the one that was so gung-ho about not having the world end? And yet here we are. But you find something. It's cold and smooth and gently buckles, then cracks under the pressure of your consciousness flattening against it.
Don't move an inch. Don't grow another blade of grass or harvest the remains of another dying creature so you can expand just that much further. Stop all of this. Right now.
Think it's too late for that, mate.
I'm at your side. Shatter it, and free us all.
Shatter the cage.
No, stop!
Oh, but his pleas disappear at the sound of breaking glass. For a moment, you and she gaze through the tiniest hole in the world at the place you need to be.
Job well done, team. Just like I'd planned. Oh, can it? This was all of us, fighting as one.
Is this what he kept from us? Is this why he made us kill each other?
It's beautiful.
Aha. And then it's gone.
Where did it go? Why is everything so cold?
But you never got a chance to answer her. You turn to see her gone behind you. Memory returns.
Where did there's that? Yep.
It's gonna be okay, just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
It's so bad. Like looking into it right now.
Screw the mirror. We just need...
They think it's bad.
It's the end for you, but not for me. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there.
Finally.
Alright. What's my reflection? Silently reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes something, but you need to see what it is in this time. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it. A figure. Faint and veiled. Is that a bird? Yo, we're a crow! Just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
Oh? A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrator. Oh? I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
What are you? Are you something like me?
I'm nothing like you. I am an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
I only get so many questions, huh? Others like you've said something like that before. Has every narrator really been different? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces you break off like that? I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you, but I hope if I look away or stop asking questions. Are you part... I've met you many times. Have you been the same you all along?
And that's by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shut both your consciousness and hers into another world.
Uh-huh.
But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
What does that mean? The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them? If you maybe then what am I? So you do know about the looping. So many of the times about you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me?
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why they lied, perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong?
This is getting a lot.
Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
Uh-huh. What is my true identity?
The non-quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
I am the long quiet. How am I supposed to rid the world of death?
By slaying the princess. Once she's gone, everyone will get to exist exactly as they are. No more fear, no more howling chaos, just life. Forever.
Uh-huh. I'm pretty sure death is good, actually. Important, even. Why would you want to rid the world of death? It just keeps making more and more questions. A god, I always knew I was special. I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces break off? I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Yeah, whatever. Every time I ask you something, pieces break. Are you part of me? Are you something else? Are you a god? Or were you a god? How was I supposed to say all this? What is the princess?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. Seems that every me you met did a real shit job of it, though.
If you made us, then I want you to know that this has been torture. If I destroy, I want to be alone. Do you have anything to save yourself for all this hubris? After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live? Do you know that things won't just be worse if I destroy her? What would it be like to live in a world without her? Does anyone else know about this? Does anyone else know about us?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
What if neither of us leave this place? Does that work? Can we just stay here together and leave the people out there alone?
Won't work. Her nature as the shifting mound makes it so nothing can last forever as it is now. It wouldn't matter how long the two of you waited. Eventually she would find a way to leave. And then everything would change. Everything would face oblivion. And until then, the clock ticks on.
Uh-huh. Do you know that things won't just be worse if we destroy her?
Worse. I saw a glimpse of a better world, and I did what I could to make it real. Anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
Run out of questions. I think you're out of time. I'm not going to slay her. I want you to know that before you die for good. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all this. I'm not going to slay her.
There's no reasoning with a god. Even one you've woven into existence yourself. I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Uh-huh.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Do you know about the Echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting.
Milady.
But it's built into your nature, isn't it?
Get yourself a woman that's infinite women, you know? Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it?
When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories that left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't you have a say in all of this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Let's talk through this. I still have so many questions. I need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic.
But violence and passion are
Oh.
dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. A web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to. Where did you end and I begin? When you felt what it was to be me, we held on to each other and pierced the veil of truth. Will you abandon that curiosity now that we are no longer joined in physicality?
Where did you end and I begin? When you felt when it was to be me, we held on to each other and pierced the veil of truth. We abandoned that curiosity now that we're no longer joined in physicality. Appeal to shared humanity. You speak about life and death and change and stagnation, but that isn't what any of this is about. You act as though the world can't exist without you, but I've existed without you. I won't engage with violence.
Oh, is it not? Perhaps you can enlighten me.
This torrent of blades cuts you for boundless angles. You were a body. You were gory ribbons. You were a body again. And you feel all of it. On it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts upon you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, and alive, dead, alive, dead.
It's gonna make a reference to everything that we did, huh?
You learned to put yourself away, and in your stillness you rose above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me.
Continue to appeal to her share. This has always just been about us. Two people forced to hurt each other again and again. But we don't have to hurt each other anymore.
You cling to emotions, pain is suffering. There is beauty and ugliness, and love and conflict. Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me. You sought the truth then. Will you hide from it, now that it is within your grasp?
There can be love and conflict and beauty and ugliness between us without bringing the whole of reality into the picture.
We are the whole of reality. My mass is mobbing. There is no beginning, there is no end, and there is no end. Only the flood of there is only the flood of bodies. Hold every possible every moment, and then every possible sensation at once. But in the end, you reflected it back at me. For a brief moment, both of us were everything. We can be everything again. We can weave a beautiful and endless song.
We're not the whole of reality. Why won't you see me the way I still see you? Why won't you see me for what I am?
I could ask you the same. There is only room for one of us to be blind here, and I know it to be you. We are each other's mirrors, and are we not divine?
You are weightless, suspended in the gravity of an idea that threatens to consume you. And you are alone. A tiny island caught between the death of the old world and the birth of the new. But alone is not helpless. When you were confronted with my vessel's apotheosis, you chose against all odds to defy me, to hold on to your inner self with all its flaws, even in the scorching light of my divinity. Without me, there are no externalities to exist, and it is struggle that carves meaning into consciousness.
This doesn't have to be so big. You can come back down to my level. You can come back to me.
Why would I stoop to your level when I'm offering you ascension to mine? It's so peaceful here. Beautiful. Eternal. But ever-changing.
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
What do you think happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
Okay, I'm ready to go, but how do we leave? I never wanted to fight you, but how do we leave? I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die. I have to fight for a better world. I'm so sorry. You are cruelty itself. I cannot let you exist. I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I won't let you free. You've done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
My friend! My me! It's me! I thought you died whenever I looked in the mirror.
I think that's wrong, but I'm not sure it's right either. But we can worry about all that later. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I can do this out here. I'm ready.
Let's go.
Oh.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
I'd like that for old time's sake. Is it just you and me? Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Is the narrator really
Yeah,
gone?
it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
If the offer still stands, could you describe the cabin for me?
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows.
Oh, I just realized that it's a her.
There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it, and I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
I can ignore it. I can just ignore the blade. I'm kind of sad to see him. Good riddance.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far.
I don't want to kill her.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Just a perfectly normal day outside.
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are. Hands empty. So you don't feel like recreating our first meeting detail for detail. I wonder what else will be different. Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
Sit with her. It's good to finally see you again.
Right back at you. In a way, it hasn't been much time at all, but it feels like it's been forever since I've seen you. Thanks for coming back.
I'm sorry for all the times I've hurt you.
The first time we met, I literally beat you to death with my bare hands. You don't have to apologize to me. But still, I appreciate it.
God.
And I hope you can also forgive me.
How much does this dialogue how many different versions of this conversation exist in this game?
You know, when she puts it like that...
I don't think I want to be a god. Are you the same as you are out there?
I don't know. I'm a part of her, I think. But she's seen so much more than we have. Like, she's seen everything, right? I don't think I could hold all of that without losing myself. I don't think you could either.
I love her even more now. I don't think I want to be God. Which princess are you? Don't look like you did the first time we met. Is this the real you?
I'm the same princess that's been with you since the beginning. And I feel real. But I also feel like I'm a lot more than I was then. We've been through a lot together. I don't think there's anything more real than that.
I don't think I want to be a god.
Doesn't matter what we call ourselves. It's just another label, and I don't think labels have ever helped us. All they do is cram us into boxes where we don't fit. Just like this cabin.
So now that we're here at the end of everything, can you finally tell me your name?
I never had one. And do not call me the Shifting Mound. It's too much. But I've always been a princess to you, right? So why don't we stick with that? And as for you, well, Hero works for me.
But that's me. You know, I think I like that.
None of this was ever really fair for either of us, was it?
No, it really wasn't. But just because it hasn't been fair doesn't mean that it hasn't been worth it. I'm really glad I got to know you.
What do you think of her? What she wants us to be?
I don't think she's the sort of thing you can really disagree with. It doesn't matter if she's right or wrong because she exists. She's this big, unrelenting force, and there's no arguing with her. But I guess that was the question out there, wasn't it? And it was the question before you came down here, too. Should she get to exist? I'm glad you didn't bring that knife with you. And like I said earlier, I don't really want to be her. I think I just want to be me.
Yeah, I'm happy not to be everything. Just being us is plenty.
What if we just leave?
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
Take her hands in yours. I don't know, but I've always wanted to leave with you. I just don't like being a god. I want to walk through that cabin door as we are, just you and me. Not knowing what it means is why I want it. We knew everything out there, but we don't know this. I want to know this. It doesn't matter what happens or what it means. What matters is that we're leaving together. That's all I want.
You know what? Yeah, I want that too.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Are you going to be okay alone? Voice? Are you sure you don't want to come?
Yeah, it wouldn't feel right. I don't think I'll be alone for long either. I'm sure I can find the others.
Leave with the princess. You lead, and the princess follows, and together you leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there is an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You can see a tension seize her. She's unsure of herself for the first time in her long and short existence. She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this, yet she still is. And then she crosses the room to the door outside. You follow her confident steps.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there. Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen. And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
I love you. Who's gonna open it? Are you ready? Neither of us knows what it's gonna be like out there.
It's something new. But whatever it is, we'll face it. Together.
And that's where you end it. Whatever it is, you'll face it together. Very cool game. Very, very cool little game. The thing is, like, I feel like there's just so many alternate paths in this game. Like, if I pull up my Steam achievements, I'm sitting at a cool 20 out of 97. Because there's just so many more achievements. Finish the game, the good ending doesn't count. What? Explore, join the Discord. Join our mailing list. Join the subreddit. Follow us somewhere else. Make your playlist. Play our other game. Return to the main menu. Wow, man. Very cool. You would like it? Was super entertaining all the way along. I agree. I don't know if I'm going to play another playthrough on stream, because I feel like it basically kind of follows the same cycle of, like, you make your choices, you see a different outcome with the princess, you get to 5 endings, and then, you know. But it's really cool. Like, I can only imagine just how many different ways you can make your way through the narrative of this game. The artwork was just so cool all the way through. It had its style was what drew me into it in the first place. Like, I just saw the artwork on Steam, and I was just like, yeah, no, that was enough to pull me in. And then to see, like, what this game was. Oh? This game's cool, man. Just so much. Very, very unique little game. I mean, it's just like purely a Ren'Py visual novel. How did I find this game? It popped up in my Steam recommendeds. And it was like, I saw the style and purely was like, yeah, no, I'm in. I'm curious, like, if you just sit on this menu for long enough, but it's fine. There's only, normally I go until 10 o'clock, but there's only, like, a little over half an hour until then, so I'm probably just gonna call it an early stream today. And then, I guess we'll start something new tomorrow. But I might, like, mess around with this one off stream and just, like, see more things, but yeah. The cool thing is that I think if someone else wanted to play this game, I would watch it, because it's very likely that they would probably get an entirely different experience than from what I did, which is something you can't, like, really ever say about visual novels, because usually it's, like, very linear, but it does not feel like this game is in any kind of way linear, which is super cool. Anyway, I'm gonna send you guys on the way. Brungo? Is it a Brung Day? Yeah, I'll send you guys to Brungo. He's playing some Danganronpa. There's also Arvid and Adino both playing Silent Hill 2, which is the hotness. But that's fine. Thanks to everyone who hung out. This game was very, very cool. And I'll figure out what I'm going to play tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.